Okay, babes, it's officially been 1 year of red light therapy, and I cannot honestly believe that. We launched the red light therapy app on July 12th, 2024, and we're right around the corner from that. So I thought it would be fun to do a little get ready with me, do a little look from Pinterest, and talk about what this first year in business has really been like and give you guys more insight to how I really did it. Whether you've been with me since day one or you're just finding out about the red light therapy family, I just want to say welcome. This isn't just a business. It's been a love letter, it's been a breakdown, it's been a spiritual journey, and I can't wait to tell you guys a little bit more about that today. I'm going to be attempting this hairstyle and this makeup. I don't really have everything that I need to achieve these looks. I don't have false lashes, but we're gonna do our best. If you're interested in any of the products that I'm going to be using, they're all going to be linked down below in the description. So I want to start off by giving you guys a little bit of background because before red light therapy, there honestly is a lot to that story. I was an 18-year-old college student when I first started stripping, and I was going to Portland Community College. And during this time, I honestly never had any free time. I was always doing school. I was either at my internship or at the club. And for me, the club was like a really nice getaway, and also I got paid well to be there. So I honestly had a very good relationship with stripping and dancing. And also being here in Portland, a lot of the clubs are a lot better conditions than some other places in the world. So I want to say, I'm very grateful for starting my career here. I know that there's a lot of privileges that go into having a good experience in dancing, and I'm aware that I have that privilege and have always tried to use that privilege to pay it forward and to do good things for the sex worker community and to make it a better place. So once I graduated college, I was working some corporate jobs, but I always was dancing in the nighttime or on the weekends or whenever I could. Started traveling. I was traveling all over the place. I went to Costa Rica. I went to the East Coast. I actually moved to Florida at one point with a friend and just decided, very spontaneously that that's what I wanted to do. It was right after a breakup. I just wanted to get away from the city that I had moved to. I'm originally from California, and I moved to Portland with my ex. So I wanted to just get away. And so I moved to Florida, and I just felt like, this place is really awesome. I liked the beach a lot. I didn't really know much about Florida. I was just in a very, very spontaneous period of my life. So I went to Florida. And I started dancing at the clubs there, and I had a very hard time making money. And that's all I'm going to really say about that. I've told stories before. If you want to listen to one of my story times of one of the experiences I had at one of these Miami clubs, you can check out that story time here. I've definitely shared that story and explained numerous times before that I had a hard time in Florida. And because of that, I started thinking about how I could make more money off of my online presence because I had quite a few followers on Instagram. I think I had 20K followers on Instagram at the time when I was in Florida. And I was like, okay, well, why don't I try teaching a virtual class? Because people were always telling me, you're very good at dancing. I had taught dance classes before. I was teaching in studios. I had done a workshop before. So I was like, yeah, let me try and do this online class and make some money. Because at this point I was running out of options on what I could do for money. I didn't have a touched up resume with my college degree and things I had going on. And to be honest, I wanted to do something related to dancing. I had momentum in my career. I was dancing with Snoop Dogg. I was dancing on stage. I was getting opportunities left and right. So I was like, let me try teaching an online class and seeing if people are interested in that. And I hosted an online class. I hosted a first session and a second session, and I had like 35 signups in both and was able to make $2,000 that weekend and also have a lot of fun teaching the classes. And I still remember to this day, I taught a class about unleashing your visionary potential. Drop a heart in the comments if you were at that first workshop, because I know my babies have been supporting me for a really long time. But yeah, that first class went really, really, really well. And that was when I started teaching more online classes. I put some more on the schedule and started having like a monthly schedule. I would have 4 classes every month and people would sign up for them. And it was a really nice amount of income for me while I was trying to figure out what I was going to do besides just dancing in the club. After that, I took a tour. I did a whole tour of the East Coast doing dance workshops. I actually planned that tour all by myself. I did all the organizing, I did all the admin, emails, planning, social media marketing, and to this day, it's like still one of my proudest things that I've done as a dance instructor. And it was just so amazing to be able to meet everybody in person and just be able to have that experience of being on tour, so I felt like this is just such an awesome opportunity that I get to have by having this social media platform, by putting all the work that I've put in to be reputable, to be trustable online, and to share resources with people. Eventually, I had a friend who needed some help, was working at studios and was feeling like they weren't being paid enough, and also just felt like they were worth more than the way that they were being treated at the pole studio. And I had also had similar experiences of just not really being able to teach what I want to teach, not being able to teach sexy style pole dancing at pole studios, and there being a generally anti-sex work culture in a lot of pole studios that I would go. So they wouldn't necessarily be super enthusiastic about me wanting to teach there or my sex worker friends. So I had the idea to invite my friend to teach on red light therapy with me. And we debuted and people started signing up for our classes. And very quickly I had the idea, well, we could expand this business model to even more sex workers and basically open the door through using our one website to host everyone's classes and allow everybody to make money. From the very, very beginning, I wanted to create a space where sex workers could teach pole and teach dancing and be paid for it better than the studios were paying, and also for people to have a safe and soft place to be heard and seen. So I put out an application and I got like probably 60 applications, and I selected a small team at first of people who I was very impressed and knew would be great teachers on this new virtual studio. I wasn't really thinking what it would become at the time. At the time, I was just so excited and inspired by the creative ideas that were coming to me that I was just on the computer working on the website every day. And I wasn't even thinking that I was building a business. I was just trying to build a network, a community, a family, and I didn't even know really where it was gonna go, but I felt excited and I felt this spark of inspiration for the first time from, being in school, working, and just becoming a full-time stripper basically, and kind of forgetting like what is the bigger purpose here? What am I gonna do to help my community? What am I gonna do to help people around me? So it all just started clicking once I got the ball rolling, but it really just required me to sit down and be delusional. I didn't have, everything set up properly. I didn't have like any idea really what I was doing. I'd never started a business before, and I just figured things out as I went. I researched things. I figured out how to start an LLC. I figured out how to open a business bank account. I figured out how to do these things as I was going, and really, I think that's why we're here today is because I just trusted my gut feeling. Just roll with the punches, trust the people on your team to do a good job. It feels simultaneously like I just started this yesterday, and also like it's been open for like 5 years. Honestly, this flip did not happen overnight, and there were so many tribulations, so many trials. And I went from having a team of 5 to having a team of 25 and not even being able to, do anything else besides run the studio. I really had to use like $10,000 on my own credit to get the business rolling and to basically get us set up. It took so much to get here. So I want to give you guys a couple examples of some hard times that I had. There was a period of time where I was just so overwhelmed by the amount of tasks in running the studio that I was not able to handle everything myself. So I had to hire some external help, and our entire staff is made up of sex workers or retired sex workers, which is like something that is very, very important to us. And I've been able to do that every single time. So I took on some help in the form of some staff, and to this day, like that's one of the best decisions I ever made, because I get to focus on making content and focus on the areas that I'm good at, like teaching my classes and promoting on social media. And then a lot of the things that, are a little bit harder for me to do, which is like be on the computer all day and also be, read and be on social media and also teach my classes. Instead, I have somebody that's helping me write the email, set up the classes, run the studio, and basically helping me run the operations and what's going on behind the scenes. So that's one of the determining factors that I think helped us to become so amazing and efficient, is the fact that I was able to find these amazing team members. Even my instructors do so much behind the scenes, promoting their class, building the platform, learning so that they can be the best instructors they can be. So that, being able to trust my team, being able to have a team that understands the vision, understands the goals, and wants to work together is something that I've honestly never experienced in my life before. So that was definitely one of those moments that like flipped everything from like when things were really, really fucking hard and I had no idea how I was gonna even keep this alive one more month. It's like, even though every single month is fucking hard, I'm able to pull through because of the members of my team. So I just want to say, number one, that having a team I can rely on and people that lift me up and support me. And also, even though I had started the studio and I was putting all of my time and effort into that, I did need to move back to Portland and have stability, have an apartment that I can rely on and be able to go to the clubs here where I know I can make money, and I know that I like the hustle here and I like the clubs here, so that I could go back to the strip club, so that I could continue to put money into the business, trust that we're going in the right direction, and also kind of stabilize myself again. That was also a big flip for me, because when I felt like I was trying to hold everything down and I just knew that my environment was not conducive to that, I felt like I was working against myself. So I had to make the necessary changes. I moved back to Portland. I started stripping again. I've been so consistent in going to the club, and honestly, I'm grateful for that, because when it's all said and done, I have no idea where red light therapy is going to be in another year, but all I know is I'm going to be so grateful for all of the work that I put in, and also every single person who's helped us get to where we are now. And I really need to focus on my makeup, or I'm never going to finish this look. Oh my God. Okay, so one thing about me is like, I've been trying to get better at makeup, but honestly, it's a struggle every single fucking time, but you don't get better unless you put the work in and actually try and get better. So we're trying. All right. Let's clean it up, and let's talk about what has been the determining factor behind where we are today. Almost getting to 1 year in business, still alive, still here, still breathing, still giving you guys sexy content. You guys want to know what it is? Okay. this is what it is. The thread that's held it all together is the community, all of you. And I'm not just talking about our followers or our subscribers or our students or our instructors or our staff, but everyone who believes in something bigger, everyone who believes in a dream, every person who has spoke power into me, spoke inspiration into me, every single one of you are why red light therapy is where it's at today. I could not be here without every single one of you. You guys have showed me what discipline and love really is, showing up even when it's hard, encouraging each other, supporting each other, being there for each other when we need it. Recently, when I asked for donations for red light therapy to pay off our 10K business debt for starting the business, I had donations coming in within the first hour, and we've already raised this much. So honestly, I just cannot thank you all enough for seeing my vision, supporting red light therapy, telling your friends. It's so much bigger than just me, than just you. It's so much bigger than any one of us individually, and it's going to grow into its own beautiful child of love and sex work and passion and raw sensuality, okay? The DMs, the comments, the messages, the red light therapy group chats, the community circles where we've had deep conversations about sensuality and sex work and our goals and planning for the future and home buying. Those are the things that keep me going every single day. Okay? Like that's genuinely what keeps me going. The way that we create space for each other, even through the internet, and create this safe space where we can express ourselves and learn and make friends, it's truly something like I've never really experienced. I'm gonna do the eyeliner. Makeup is funny because you kind of just have to pretend like you know what you're doing and it'll turn out all right. So I'm going to attempt the hair now as I wrap up this video. I feel like I am done pretty good on the look. I'm not even gonna lie. I just did it. I just followed my intuition. I feel like maybe if I had lashes, it might be cuter and it might look even more like the look. But honestly, I'm pretty satisfied, and I think the hair is gonna just pull it all together, okay? It's gonna just pull it all together, you'll see. Honestly, year one almost took me out, to be honest. Like, there were so many times where I wanted to give up. There were so many times where I could have given up, where I could have just been like, you know what, fuck this. I don't want to do any of this. And I'm not even making any money from this, and it's taking so much of my time, and it's even draining my bank account. I had so many sleepless nights where I was like, I have no idea how I'm going to be able to keep this going. But it took so many adjustments, so many times adjusting pricing, adjusting the payment structure, adjusting the emails that go out, our different subscription offers, adjusting the finest little details, and really just like fine-tuning things, and also, you know, experimenting with things. It's like when you're doing something brand new, there's no handbook. No one's there to tell you whether you're doing it right or not. So yeah, trust me, it's an adventure. And that's what I really meant by like, it's also a spiritual journey, because like, you're gonna have to learn how to boss the fuck up. Like, if you're interested in starting a business, like, that's gonna have to be during a time where you're not scared to put yourself out there, to potentially make people upset sometimes, but then also be able to reap the rewards of making people happy and fulfilling their dreams. So it's like, if you're able to get through that first year, they say you're pretty much like good, and like, it's the hardest thing to just get through that first year. So I literally just like honestly can't believe that we're here now. And one thing I know is me and red light therapy, we're not going nowhere. We're going to be here. We're here to stay. And I'm just so proud of getting us to this point. I'm like, that's pretty cute. I feel like I've never done that before. Yay! That is cute. Okay, so I'm putting this jacket on so that the red stops ruining the moment. But what do y'all think? She's so cute. I'm obsessed. I didn't end up doing the braids because, like, honestly, I can't be bothered. I'm definitely gonna have to do these little mini piggies again soon. She's so cute. It's so easy to just throw a look together, especially if you have a little bit of inspiration, do something a little different than you normally do. So anyways, if you haven't already, go ahead and check out our app. Check us out on Instagram. Check out our other videos on this channel. Subscribe if you haven't yet. If you've danced with us before, drop us a review in the comments or in the App Store. It really helps us out. Drop a kissy face emoji if you've been a part of the Red Light Therapy family at any point this year. And don't forget to join the Red Light Therapy Babe Challenge 2025. Oh my gosh, there's just so much stuff that you could check out on our channel. I will see you next Thursday. I can't wait. Mwah!